everyone, and welcome back to my channel. Today my hair might look a little bit different, and that is because recently I went and I got my hair permanently straightened. Today I'm going to talk about my experiences. I have a lot to talk about, so I'm going to keep this intro really short, and yeah, let's just jump on into the video. I went and I got a Japanese straight perm. A lot of people might not know what a Japanese straight perm is. I know when a lot of people think perm, they think curls and just but the type of perm that I got actually makes your hair really straight and sleek looking. Like my hair right now, I literally just woke up and I started filming this video. I did nothing to it besides clipping this one section kind of out of my face because I didn't want to be like playing with it a ton during this video. But other than that, I've literally done nothing to it. So first, I'm going to talk about the process. So what you do is when you first get there, they wash your hair, they make sure it's like all clean and stuff like that, and then they will blow dry your hair. Then at this point, they start to take this white, very smelly chemical, and they'll like lather it all over your hair, and then they let it sit. Depending on the texture of your natural hair, it depends on how long you will sit for. So I have to sit for kind of a long time. Then eventually, they wash your hair, and they blow dry it, and then they straighten it. And the guy who does my hair is amazing. I've gone back to him twice already. I think he does an amazing job. He will take literally, like when I straighten my hair, I'm like taking chunks like this big, or maybe like this big. Like I don't have time to be sitting there like taking like 3 hours to do my hair. But he will literally be taking pieces like this big. He'll take pieces like this big and straighten it. Like, he'll just go like, and like make sure it is like stick pin straight. But then they put another chemical in your hair and they let that sit. And then you sit there for a while, and then eventually they'll wash your hair, they'll blow dry, and they'll straighten it again. Again, I'm talking like pieces like this big. And then you're done. And then you can go home. For 3 days after that, you cannot wash your hair, you cannot put your hair in a ponytail, you can't even put your hair behind your ears. You don't want to do anything that could crink it, because if you do, that crink will be permanent. Like it'll stay there forever. So you have to be very careful. Your hair gets really greasy. So if you're going to be doing this, maybe do it like Thursday, and maybe go to school Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Then Sunday night you can wash it, because by the third day it is the greasiest thing you've ever seen, and people will judge you, and it's rough. Getting your hair permanently straightened takes forever. Got to the salon at about 11:15, and I didn't end up leaving until 5 o'clock. It took like 6 hours to get this done. It's a lot of sitting in a chair. It's a lot of just waiting for the chemicals to work. Okay, next, probably a lot of people are wondering is like, how long does it last? They say that the Japanese straight perm will last about 6 months, which in my experience is not 100% accurate. When you get your hair permanently straightened, your hair will essentially stay straight forever. So this hair that I have here will stay straight forever. The problem is when the hair from my head starts to grow in, that hair will not be straight. That hair will be my natural, kind of curly texture. And so that is what they are talking about. So the amount of time that a straight perm will last is very dependent on the individual person. It depends on how fast your hair grows. It depends on the texture of your hair naturally. My experience, my hair is pretty straight up until about 6 months. It looks really good. After 6 months, it still looks really great, but I have a lot more volume at the top of my roots, and I would say it's about month 9 that it starts to be problematic, and I have to actively do something to make it work. It starts to get kind of like curly up here, but like still like stick straight down at the bottom, so it starts to look a little weird. So what I'll start to do is I'll braid my hair when it's wet at night, and then wake up, and so it gives my hair a little bit of texture, so I think that it looks more cohesive. I would say that it'll last most people about anywhere from 6 to 10 months. I know that my sister, she has very fine hair, and it's a little bit wavy, and she says that straight perm will look good for 10 plus months, like up to a year. This is my 3rd time getting it in my life. I first got my hair done 3 years ago. It was the best thing ever. I have really hard to manage hair, and so for me this is just so worth it. I don't have to use heat on my hair every day. I don't use heat on my hair up until like month 9 probably. It just makes my daily routine so effortless. One of the main reasons why I decided to get a straight perm was because I hate frizz. It just is like my hair in its natural state. Beauty. It was really frustrating for me because if I didn't want frizz, I would have to use heat on it on a daily basis. It was a lot of time, a lot of effort, and unfortunately, sometimes when it's really humid or if it's really hot, all of that work goes to waste because the frizz comes back. And I thought it was just something that I had to kind of just get used to. I just had to like suck it up and just embrace it. I first heard about the Japanese Straight Perm from my friend, and she had gotten it done to her hair and she was raving about it, and she said it was like the best thing ever, and I was like, I want to try this. Like, this sounds amazing. But one of my main concerns is my hair is so curly, my hair is so frizzy. Would it work on my hair? That's another question that I think probably a lot of people have is, does this work on extremely curly hair? I have extremely naturally curly hair. It is ringlets, but they're not nice ringlets. They're kind of like wonky ringlets, and it's super frizzy, and it is like Shirley Temple, but like if Shirley Temple had gotten electrocuted. Like, this is how bad it is. When I was in 5th grade, I had bangs, and I decided to grow my bangs out. But the problem is, when it's short enough, it doesn't really curl. But once it gets to a certain point, it starts like curling a lot. There was that one point where it like basically I had like afro bangs. Like, it just got so bad it looked like afro bangs. And I have this one very unfortunate 5th grade school picture. And for some reason, I don't know why, but this is the one school year picture that my grandma likes to display very prominently in her house. It is also significantly larger than almost every single one of my other school year pictures. Another thing people are probably wondering about is price. Price will vary based on like your hair texture, but also how long your hair was. So it cost about $160 to do. I thought it was completely worth it because it made my life so much easier, and I only do this once a year. I don't really get my hair done at all any other points of the year, and it lasts for like 8 months. That's 8 months of me not having to worry about my hair, not having to blow dry, not having to curl or like iron, and it looks just so effortless. Oh, another thing probably people are wondering, does it hold a curl? Yes. So your hair will act just as if you had naturally straight hair. It holds a curl extremely well. I can curl it for like big events or if I'm just feeling like curling my hair. But the thing is, once you get it wet, it'll go back to being straight. One of the downsides to think about if you're thinking about getting this done is that growing it out and the reverting back to your natural hair texture is kind of difficult because the hair growing in is going to be a different consistency than the hair at the bottom. So your hair at the bottom will be straight, like pretty straight, and then you'll have curly or wavy, and so it does look a little bit odd. And so I've heard from watching videos about other people who've also gotten the straight perm that the growing out process and reverting back to it is very difficult and kind of obnoxious and just like hard to like make it look not weird. So that's something to think about. And yeah, I think that's it. So I will see you tomorrow. Bye!